Welcome back to my channel. It's great having you guys here. Thank you for the massive support I got last time. I know this video is going to get better. So without wasting your time, let's get into what we have for today. Previously in the last video, we talked about user information and management commands, and we learned a lot from the ID commands to the whois and the old commands we learned. So you can, if you've not watched that video, go back to that one and try to learn more about that. Today we'll be looking at file and directory commands. These commands are very important for you to understand as a cybersecurity professional, as an IT person that needs to know how to use Linux operating system. So the file and directory commands are what helps you to navigate through the Linux operating system, be it Kali, Parrot, Arch, Ubuntu, CentOS, and the rest. So these commands are kind of universal to all Linux operating systems. So without any further ado, we'll go into what we have today. So the first command we'll be looking at is the ls switch el or le command, which gives you a long listing of files in that directory. So with ls, in the command ls switch al or al, you see it gives us a long listing of files that we have in directory. With the regular listing of files, with the ls command, you just get a short listing. This directory, this long listing, shows you hidden files and files that you would normally not see in a regular listing. So let's clear our screen and go to the next command. The next command is pwd. So you're working on your Linux system and you don't know, or where you kind of lost track where you are, so you can just try pwd and click enter. It tells you the current directory that you are on. Right now we're on the Kali directory, so if we ls and cd to the desktop, remember you use tab to complete your commands that you are typing, and for pwd, find out that we are in the desktop directory. So cd with a double dot takes us a step backwards and we clear the screen. So we'll go to the next command is to make directory. So to make a directory, just use the mkdir command. That command simply makes a directory for you. So we're going to create a directory and call that directory Linux class, mkdir, call it Linux class. Okay, so we click enter. If we do an ls, we see we have the Linux class directory here. So if we do an ls switch al or le, we see, I'm going to come back to explain what all of this means, so we're not going to get ahead of ourselves now. So we'll go to the next command, and that is the remove or delete command. Let's say you have some files you have created and you don't want them on your system again, that you can use the remove command to delete it. So let's do an ls and look for a file to delete. We have file 2 here, so let's delete file 2. To delete a file, use the rm command. The rm command is to remove or delete a file. So and you go with the file name next, file 2, click enter, and you see we don't have file 2 in our system again. So you have to be careful with Linux when you are deleting something. You can't, it's nearly almost impossible to recover it, so you have to be very careful when you use the rm command. With Windows, there are certain ways you can use to retrieve those files, but once you delete stuff in the Linux, it's almost difficult to get it back. So to remove a directory, let's do an ls, look for something to delete. Let's delete secret first. So let's do an rm and let's call secret. Secret is a folder, is a directory, sorry, with Windows. So this is a directory, and let's see, secret. You click enter. You cannot remove secret because it's a directory. Then how do you remove a directory? How do you delete a directory? You use the switch r. The switch r means you should delete recursively. So let's say secret. To delete the folder and the files in the folder, Click enter. We need an ls. We see we don't have any secret folder except the secret 2 here, and we're going to remove that. So now let's say you want to force remove a file. You want to remove a file and you don't want any prompt to say, oh, are you deleting? You sure you want to delete this file or something like that. So you just use the rm switch f force to delete a file. Let's delete the passwords list file. Well, let's delete the test.txt, and that's all. It's gone from our system. So going further, we're going to look at how do you remove a directory by force without any complaints. So use the rm switch, same r, then force and secret 2. We're going to delete secret 2 now, and we do this. We see those are out. So if you're enjoying this video, please give a like and subscribe so you can learn more. I have a lot of things planned for us to go through in this channel. You're going to learn a lot about cybersecurity. So please click the subscribe button so when interesting videos come up, you would get to know. So now the next command we are going to do is the cp command. The cp command is kind of copy, the copy command used to copy files and stuff, directories. So let's see down ls and see. Let's create a file. To create a file, use nano. Nano is a text editor and one of my favorite text editor. It's quite easy to use. So let's call this file, let's call it file 1, or let's call it something interesting. Credit card number. Let's create this file here. So we do 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. First 1 2 3 4 and 5. Control X to exit. Yes, enter. And then next thing we are going to do is to create another file that we're going to copy this file to. So let's open our text editor again, create a number. Let's call this one 2 to differentiate it. Click enter. Let's put a different number. So I know you don't have letters in your credit card numbers. So this channel is cybersecurity channel, so that's why we have to use some of these examples here, because these are kind of information that you protect. As we see that these files we've created are different files. So now we're going to copy credit card number 1 to credit card number 2. When you're using the copy form, let's just do it so you can see. We use the cp credit card number 1. Remember, you can use your tab button the tab key to autocomplete number 2.txt. I'll click enter, and if we do an ls, we see that we use the cat command to see what we have in our credit card number 1. Okay, 1. We see this file here, and let's cut the second one. 2. We see that they have identical entries in each file. So when you are using the copy command, it overwrites what you will have in the previous file that you're copying to. So you have to be careful when you're using the copy command, so you don't lose your work, so you will the right time and the right place to use it. So we're going to the next command to copy a directory. So now let's see. Let's do an ls. Let's see what we're working with here. We have the Linux class. Let's copy the Linux class to desktop. So what we do is cp Linux class, and the destination is let's see desktop. I'll click enter. Okay, let's do the other way around and see. Okay, we did put the switch R here, and that's you don't do that when you're dealing with directory. You have to use the switch R. So you go back and put the switch R, and it's done. If we do an ls, we see and cd to our desktop, enter, we do an ls there, we see Linux class here. So that's how you copy your directory. Let's go back. If you go to our desktop here, we see we have a folder named Linux class here, which is an empty folder. So we're going to the next command. The next command is the move command. So move files from file 1 to file 2. So let's see the difference between a copy and a move command. The move command, you can use it to rename. When you want to rename a file, you can use the move command to rename a file. So now let's look at what we are going to work with here. We have credit card number 1. Let's edit this too, and let's add some text here. Add some text to differentiate it from what we have initially. Okay. To X to save, yes, good. So let's move credit card number 1. Let's call this 2. Sorry about that. 2, and let's call this one 1. I'll click enter. We see we do an ls. You see we don't have credit card number 1 here, so it kind of overwrites the whole file. So when we cut is to display a content of a file on the screen. So we see that that's already wiped out. We've simply overwritten what we had in the other file. So be careful when you use the move command. So the next one we're going to do, that's how you rename a file. So let's move this file to a directory. So do an ls again. We see, let's move credit card number 1 to our desktop. So what you do is the move command, credit card number 2, sorry. We'll move it to the desktop. So when you are using this, you have to write out the path to the directory you're trying to reach. So you have to be careful. So you have to put this on the desktop. Desktop. Click enter. We do an ls, and we don't have any of that here. We see it to our desktop, and when the ls there, we see that we have our credit card number 2 here. So that's how it works. So we can clear the screen and move on to the next command. The next command is the touch command. The touch command creates a kind of empty file. So if I do touch, let's bring our credit card number 1 again, and we do an ls. We see we have both these. If we cut credit card number 1, we see that it's an empty file. There's no content there. So that's how you create an empty file. So the next command we are going to look at is the cat command. I've showed you how it works. So you just cat credit card number 2. It displays the content of a file on the screen. So that's what the cat command does. So the next command we're going to be looking at is the less command. The less command browse through a text file. So Linux is case sensitive. Let's less the credit card number 2. So you kind of browse through a file. You kind of you can scroll through a file like that. You press Q to quit. Then the next one we're going to look at is the head. For that, we have to create more lines so that you can understand what is going on here. So we're going to open our text editor, credit card number 1. Since it's the empty file we created, we add a bunch of text there. Sorry about that. Let's add a bunch of gibberish on the screen. Okay. I think it's enough. It's enough. Yep. So let's say Ctrl S to save, enter. So we're going to use the head file, the head command. So we're going to head credit card number 1 .txt and complete for me, enter. So it shows the first 10 lines. We count 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. The head command shows the first 10 lines in a particular file, while the tail command is just the opposite of that. It shows the last 10 lines. You guess that right. So last 10 lines, the txt, and we enter. Shows the last 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So it shows the last 10 lines of your screen. So that's what the tail command does. So the next one we're going to look at is very important for monitoring logs and the rest. So what if you have a log file coming in to a particular file and it's growing, logs are coming in, and you want to be looking at how they are coming. So this file will help you, this command will help you to do that. The tail switch F kind of follows the line, the file as it grows. So switch F. Let's do something here. Credit card number 1 .txt, and we'll click enter. And we're going to open another tab, and let's add nano. Credit card number 1. Let's exit. We have to move to where we have that, even though we are going to just create a new file in this directory. So ls, okay, we're in the right place. So we're going to nano, credit card number 1, and let's add new lines to this. So let's call this one QWERTY, password 1 2 3. Common mistakes you guys do when you're creating your passwords. Let's try the usual one, phrase 1 2 3. Let's try this for my birthday, 1890. 1809, or some people use that as their password. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So I think we're done having fun for now. Let's exit and go to the next one. To the previous tab that we're doing, we see all of those new entries we made that we created are being displayed. So this, if you're trying to look at logs and you want to see how it goes in the file, the log file, so you can use this command to look at that. So to exit, Ctrl Z to suspend the command, and that's all for file directory commands. So if you like what you've seen in this video, please like, leave a comment, subscribe. Have any questions, ask me, I would answer your questions. So I know I'm a bit rusty, but I know we'll get better soon. So have a wonderful day. See you in the next video. Bye.